Comedy has always been a tricky thing to capture and explain. Like trying to understand a joke by analyzing it to death, the essence often slips away in the process. Humor lives in the moment, and once you try to bottle it and break it down, you risk killing its spirit. So creating a documentary about comedy or comedians can be a delicate task. Many times the roots of humor are buried in personal pain, hardship, and rebellion, which makes their stories far from laugh-out-loud funny. And yet Cheech and Chong's last movie somehow pulls off a rare feat. It becomes not only an engaging documentary, but also a heartfelt and colorful journey through time and identity. This film is not your typical biography. It plays with structure and leans into the absurdity that made Cheech and Chong household names. At its core, this is a road movie both literally and metaphorically. The film invites viewers to travel alongside the legendary comedy duo as they recount their lives, their struggles, and their triumphs. Through voiceovers, animation, archival clips, and candid moments on a desert highway, the audience becomes a silent passenger on a voyage that feels both personal and epic. The journey has no clear destination. And that is the point. The film reminds us that sometimes the value lies in the ride itself, not in where it ends. That wandering spirit mirrors Cheech and Chong's own journey through fame, culture, and self-expression. Their story is layered with humor, yes, but also with poignant moments of introspection, loss, and transformation. Even if you are not well-versed in their films or famous skits, there is still plenty to appreciate. You do not need to be a lifelong fan to be drawn into the world they helped shape. Their comedy, which famously blended drug culture, rock music, and outsider perspectives, spoke to a generation searching for its voice. But beyond the punchlines, this documentary reveals something deeper. It presents a moving study of identity, partnership, and the pursuit of belonging in a world that often marginalizes those who do not fit the mold. Cheech and Chong's last movie goes further than chronicling their rise to fame. It paints a rich portrait of the men behind the myth. Cheech Marin grew up in south-central Los Angeles, raised by Mexican parents and shaped by both Latino and Black cultures. His early years were marked by physical challenges, including a cleft lip, yet his humor and resilience shone through. Tommy Chong had a different background, growing up in Canada with a Chinese father and a Scottish-Irish mother. He too faced adversity, including a tough childhood marked by discipline and high expectations. Both men were sons of war veterans, both were outsiders, and both carried the weight of cultural expectations. Their individual paths led them to rebel in unique and creative ways. And when they collided, they created something fresh, something rebellious, and something unmistakably theirs. The film shows how their different worlds merged into a powerful comedic voice that gave space to people on the fringes. They represented the misfits, the dreamers, the rule breakers. They were not just entertainers but cultural figures who challenged norms and opened doors for conversations that had long been silenced. This documentary is more than a nostalgic trip down memory lane. It is a reflection of a changing America seen through the lens of two artists who dared to laugh in the face of convention. The story becomes a mirror showing us how far society has come and how comedy can be both a shield and a sword. Humor here is not used to escape reality but to confront it with boldness and truth. In the end, Cheech and Chong's last movie leaves a lasting impression. It does not just tell the story of two comedians. It tells the story of a generation of outsiders who found their voice through art. It captures the messy, beautiful journey of creating something meaningful while never losing sight of joy. This is not just a film for fans of comedy. It is a tribute to resilience, creativity, and the kind of friendship that can change the world. And as the final scenes roll by, you may find yourself not only smiling but also thinking a little more deeply about the strange and wonderful ride we are all on.